Well, good morning, and we have seen the end of the Highlands Fantasy Football League. Finishing out the year, best breakdown was Joe Bowling. Um Joe had 2,095 total points. This is the top total since ESPN started in 2011. Way to go, Joe. Led by, six players in the top four, seven in the top 10. Aaron Rodgers, Le'Veon Bell, and Nelson and Jeffries. I guess paying early worked out pretty well for him. Yeah, he finished off with a 140 and 46 record, 13 and 3 in regular season. But Joe also had the third easiest schedule. Helps a little bit, but at the end of the day, getting those points is what really put him over the top. The Brine Sagging Sacks, they ended up taking the second, or actually the first place in record. 8 players in the top 10, led by Jamal Charles and Matt Forte. Brian actually had the second easiest in the schedule, only 1,476 points scored against him. But Brian and Joe, just a little stat, second year in a row in the record category that they are the top two. So breakdown, second place went to BC Power. BC Power, 113 wins, 71 losses, and 3 ties. He actually, those ties helped him out. He was only a half game ahead of the Warriors, but it's not going to knock the Warriors out of a good point total, or at least a dollar total. He had 6 players top 10, led by Andrew Luck and Odell Beckham. What a great pickup. He ended up with a 6-game win streak, though. That's one of the things that put him over the top. Second place in head-to-head record is the Warriors, 113 and 74. The Warriors ended up 11 and 6. They ended up with 5 players in the top 10, led by Peyton Manning and Des Bryant, who he made in a trade early in the season that really helped him out significantly. He also had a big surge with Jeremy Hill was a big part of this, but lost the last 2 games, and that might have pushed him out of where he could have had a chance to do a little bit more and get a little bit more cash. So, breakdown, third place breakdown, Leroy's Steelers. Leroy actually finished off with a losing record in breakdown, 91 and 95, but 9 and 8 in head-to-head record. So Leroy actually had 5 players in the top 10, led by a couple players on his team. Mike Evans, Phillip Rivers. Other than that, it wasn't a great season for Leroy. He kind of had a losing record after about 10 games or something like that. Then he ended up winning 5 in a row to pull himself into a chance to get some cash. Third place in overall record actually was the Kurt Kumquats. Kumquats had 86 total wins and breakdown, 100 losses, 10 and 7 in the overall record. He had 4 players in the top 10, led by Matt Stafford and Jeremy Maclin. Maclin was actually done pretty well for everybody this year. Last place team. So breakdown, 63, 120, 4 ties, the Nashville Mud Hens. I think I've got a name for you temporarily and a new picture for your team. We're going to call you the Nashville Balut. Just to let you know what that is, it's a basically a chicken egg. Yeah, that or duck egg that isn't fully hatched yet. So I think it's boiled alive and eaten in a shell, and they're pretty stinky. So I think that kind of fits your team pretty well, Kevin. Anyway, Nashville, his big players were Eli Manning and Eddie Lacy. But he only scored 1,361 points. Not very good. Toughest schedule this year, Damien's Dragons, 1,840 points against. So he's basically got the worst defense in the league. Ended up 3 and 14. Breakdown was 80 and 105, which wasn't too terribly bad. He was followed by the Cheap Whores with the second toughest schedule, and the Ohio Buckeyes. Best defense this year, Kurt's Kumquats, 1,347 against. Way to go. But he lost his last 3, so that as I said earlier, that kind of pushed him out a little bit. Him and the Warriors ended up with some losing streaks there, and didn't really help out too much. So that's it for the 2014 Highlands Fantasy Football. I'm going to post the records and the winnings as well. Thanks to the Sagging Sacks and everybody else in the league for making it a lot of fun. Until next year.